Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Tim.
Welcome to Vintage Food Farm, and literally welcome to Vintage Food Farm. We are back home. We are back home in beautiful, tropical, far north Queensland, Australia. And today we are going to give you a tour of the property. We're going to tell you some things, some bad things that have happened recently that are going to cost us that are going to cost us $10,000. We're going to tell you something that happened yesterday that is so sad. We're going to tell you how much we actually paid for this property 5 years ago. And we are going to tell you where we are travelling to next. So the first thing we're going to do is go and feed the chickens.
And get some eggs.
And get some eggs. Hello chickens! So over here is our chicken run, and the chicken run is divided into 4 areas. So basically there's the large run, which is for the hens, which is this area here. And you can see there's lots of fruit trees, coconuts, papayas, bananas, mangoes, all planted. There's tamarind, there's stink beans, there's figs, all just young trees. But eventually they will all grow, and this will not only have a lot of grass and some herbs for the chickens to eat, but it's also going to have fruit that's going to drop on the ground so that the chickens can eat it. So everything that we do, we are trying to make life easier and more efficient as far as how we run this place. This is a little shelter for the chickens. This is an area that we sit at and feed the chickens some different things, and we'll actually do that with you and show you. And then in here is what we call the small run. And you can see that we've got lots of gates and lots of fences. And the reason we have lots of gates and lots of fences, what are you doing?
I'm picking mulberries.
Yum. Your mouth is now all red.
Wow.
Yeah?
Oh, it's so good.
Look at this. So this is just a baby mulberry tree. It's only a couple of years old, probably 3 years old, and it is already getting fruit. And I'm not saying it's a ton of fruit, but it's enough fruit to pick mulberries every morning when we come over to get the chicken eggs. So they're only little mulberries, but they're still absolutely delicious.
I'll check and make sure.
So good.
So good.
So I'll tell you another fun fact, the first of many I'm sure, but the chickens actually eat mulberry leaves. So they will also eat the mulberries. So as we get a ton of fruit on this tree and the mulberries and the leaves drop off, the chickens will eat them as soon as they hit the ground. So this is the chicken coop, which is made by a guy in Mareeba, and it was very expensive. I think it cost us about $3,000, but that was before the price of raw materials went up. So I think it's actually a lot more now. In the tropics, where it's wet, hot and humid, wood will be gone in 1 year. It just rots. And the other problem we have up here is pythons. And I'll show you here, we get multiple, like 10 pythons a year or more. I think we had 7 pythons in 1 week at one point last year, and it happened to be when we were in Vietnam. So our son, who was looking after the property, had an exciting week. And the first thing we're going to do is collect some eggs. So basically we've got a chicken waterer, which one of the nozzles is broken off, so we have to fix. And we also have chicken waterers out here, and then there's one in there for the roosters as well. We have an automatic chicken door, and is the chicken door that operates by light?
Yeah, it operates on how bright it is at night, so when it gets certain darkness it'll close, and then in the morning it waits for it to get reasonably light before it'll open up.
These are the shelves where the chickens roost on, and you can see there's lots of chicken poo. You can see that there's like a white dust on there as well. That is actually crushed limestone, which is turned into a limestone powder, which contains a lot of calcium carbonate. And what calcium carbonate does for chickens is it puts a lot of calcium into the plants around and the environment so that they can get the calcium in their free-ranging diet that allows them to have good strong eggs, because they need calcium for the eggshells. Thank you, Mr. Rooster. And the other thing that calcium carbonate does, or limestone powder, is it keeps away all the bad things like the mites and the worms and the parasites and all that sort of stuff. So we don't have to worm our chickens. We don't have to give them any medication, because this stuff, the crushed limestone powder that's actually made in Mirrawinny, is so good. We used to use diatomaceous earth, but that is a lot more expensive, and we can get like a 20 kilo bag of limestone powder for $20, and it lasts a year. So this chicken here is laying. Thank you for letting me film you. Are you laying us an egg? There's a few eggs already laid in there, and you can see that some of them are green or blue. And then some of them are just normal egg colour. And the reason that the eggs are colourful is because we have coloured egg laying chickens, and they're the weirdest looking chickens you've ever seen, but I'll show you one here. And we also have some coloured egg laying, not that they lay the eggs, but we have some coloured egg laying roosters in the next pen as well, and I'll show you those when we get to them. And I can tell you, as Tim and I are walking in this coop, we are looking for snakes, because there is an absolutely good chance that there could be a snake in here, and there's something about this weather that makes you feel like there is going to be a snake.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. So when we do find a snake, it'll always be sitting up on top of this cage. And that's why this cage is a snake-proof cage, because it is covered with wire everywhere. There are no gaps. And the really genius thing about the design of this chicken coop is that it creates a roof cavity between the wire and the solid roof, which is where pythons absolutely love to sit. So that means when the pythons come, 9 times out of 10, probably 99 times out of 100, they are sitting on top of that cage so that they can't get into the chickens, but even better, we can see it and we can watch it while we call the snake catcher, Claude, to come and get it. So we come out every morning and we collect these eggs. Have you laid me an egg today? Have you laid me an egg? I really want to make a Thai omelette. What are you doing in here? You're not a chicken. Sheila, out.
$18 eggs.
18 eggs. And how many do we normally get? Like 18 to 20 something a day?
Sometimes 22.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you the rooster area. So what we have here is the rooster run. So we have this caged in area, which is their main run. Then we have this coop, which is the rooster coop, and that has an automatic door on it as well, and a milk crate that they can jump up onto and then jump into the rooster coop. Then the other area that the roosters can go into, which we can cordon off, and the reason we have so many fences and so many gates, old doggy doors, old gates, everything, is because it's really handy to be able to cordon off different chickens and roosters in different areas if some are fighting, or If we want some of the ground to grow back a little bit more, we can just cordon them off and we know exactly where we can put them. Here's a chicken dust bathing. So this is how a chicken has a bath. So they will dig in the dirt and roll around, and honestly it looks like there's something wrong, but that is how a chicken actually cleans themselves. And if you walk all around the chicken run and all around the yard, you will find holes where the chickens have dug out dirt so that they can dust bathe all around the place. So this is the other area for the roosters, and that whole area is filled with sweet potatoes and different sorts of grasses and herbs, and you name it, it's all growing in there, and then the chickens can eat it whenever they feel like it. So in the middle of the rooster run and going over into the chicken run is a huge starfruit tree. And you can see here there are those pink things, they are the starfruit flowers, and we will end up with thousands, truckloads of starfruit. And we don't eat a lot of starfruit. They're okay as a cucumber in a salad or in a raita, but we don't eat that many of them. But what they do is they drop on the ground and the chickens and the roosters eat them all. And the other thing the chickens eat is the starfruit leaves. And under here, this is just an old gazebo with a very cheap tarp, and that is a shelter for when it's the wet season or when it's raining. And we've just got like some planks and some crates and a, what's that called? A horse. We've got a waterer. This rooster's name is Wurzel Gummidge. This is a black Arancana type chicken, so she lays coloured eggs, but she doesn't have a nice name because her name is actually the Murderer because she killed a baby chick. There's no chicks at the moment, so it doesn't matter, but that's her name, the Murderer. Are you the Murderer? And then this is Guy. So his name is Guy because he's a guy, because he's a rooster, but also Guy is Thai for chicken. So a lot of the chickens have names that are related to Southeast Asian food in some way. So I don't think many people would know who Wurzel Gummidge is, but if you're like over my age, so if you're over 55 and you grew up watching shows like Doctor Who, you probably would have also watched maybe Wurzel Gummidge, but this rooster looks exactly like Wurzel Gummidge in my mind. Do you look like Wurzel Gummidge? Hey? So Wurzel Gummidge and Guy are both coloured egg roosters, and then Rotti, as in the Malaysian breed, he is a white egg layer. So I'll tell you now the really, really sad thing that happened here yesterday. So I'll try and find you a guinea fowl. So we've got 2 guinea fowls, well we had 2 guinea fowls at the moment, and the guinea fowls, the one that we've got left now is the male that we've had for the whole time we've been here, that we got as a chick and we raised. And then sometimes random guineas just rock up from the bush, because there's groups of hundreds of them all through the bush here, and they'll hang out for a couple of years and then they'll go off and find a mate, and then some others will come back, and then they'll go, and then some will come back. But at the moment we only had our original male and then a chick that we hatched ourselves using an incubator. We came in and we didn't think there was anything wrong, and we went in to see the chickens, and we saw that the young female guinea fowl, and she was really young, we had just hatched her a few months ago. She was just ready to start laying, and what's happened is she has become egg bound, which is when an egg gets caught in the chicken's system, and it blocks them from being able to eat or drink or go to the toilet, and they die. So that was very, very sad. We know that that is definitely what happened to her. They die while they're sitting in the corner of the coop trying to lay. There's gross details that go with it, but yeah, it's called egg bound, and it doesn't happen often, and we've never had it happen with a guinea fowl, and we just did not expect it. So that is really sad. And what's even more sad is that the male guinea is like grieving. He's so upset. And I hadn't seen her that day either, and I didn't even think about it. Tim walked in and saw her, so yeah, pretty sad. So we're not actually cleaning out the chicken coop today because we don't need to and we can't be bothered, but we will show you how we clean off the shelves. And every couple of months we will just go through and scrape the chicken shit off. It is really, really easy, especially when we've got that limestone, crushed limestone on there. And that's it. And then should we show what we do with that chicken shit?
Yeah, show where it goes to.
Yeah. So this is really gross, but we'll show you what we do with that chicken shit later. One of the worst things about living in far north Queensland and in a lot of Queensland is cane toads. They are disgusting, they are poisonous, and as it comes into the wet season, we get thousands and thousands and thousands of cane toads everywhere. You can't walk at night without walking on a cane toad. And this morning, actually the other morning we saw the first one, this morning we came out and we saw this in the chicken's water, and it is absolutely disgusting, dangerous, scary.
I can show you how it's done, but I can show you how it did it. Let's go, let's get it, like a frog, ribbit, ribbit. I can show you how it's done, but I can show you how it did it. Let's go, let's show you how it's done. Let's go, let's show you how it's done, but I can show you how it did it, how it did it. Ribbit, ribbit. But I can show you how it did it, how it did it. But I can show you how it done. Let's get it like a frog, ribbit, ribbit. I can show you how it's done, but I can show you how it did it. Let's go, let's get it like a frog, ribbit, ribbit. I can show you how it's done, but I can show you how it did it. Let's go.
So I know what it is going over us. It's cockatoos, and we have lots of cockatoos, and I'll show you what happens with the cockatoos when we get up into the house. So that's Prawn Dumpling is her name. She is a duck-wing bantam. But what we'll do now, do you want to feed the chickens some stuff?
Yeah.
So we'll show you what we feed the chickens from the garden. Like, we feed them everything, but we'll grab some different things that we feed the chickens and we'll show you how much they love them.
Come on, Sheila.
So here you can see these are all dragon fruit in baskets. There's also vanilla. This is all vanilla growing up the tree. That's all vanilla. That's all vanilla. That's all vanilla. Dragon fruit. Dragon fruit. And then the reason these baskets are on the trees is that's what we want to happen. We want the dragon fruit to grow up the trees. And we've got baskets that we're going to put on some more trees as well. Oh, we've put one on this tree over here. So we want all of these bits of dragon fruit to grow and attach to the tree. And then instead of trees, we just want dragon fruit trees. I'll show you another one over here. But you can see here, we've planted some dragon fruit in the ground at the base of the tree, and it's just starting to go up the tree, and then it will go up and then it sort of all falls down with heaps of dragon fruit on it. So pretty exciting. Oh yeah, we've got pepper on here as well.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, that's pepper. So down in the bottom here we've got some pepper which is growing up. So that's all pepper plant, peppercorns. So we're going to feed the chicken a papaya or two. Most of the stuff that we grow and we can eat, the chickens can eat. But there's some things that, because they grow so prolifically, like papayas, sweet potato leaves, so we'll grab some sweet potato leaves for them. So when these leaves grow all over the edges of the garden and down onto the ground, we just trim it and then just chuck it into the chickens. So you can see the chickens know that Tim is picking something for them to eat.
Hey, Sheila. Come on.
You can see here on all of our fences we have passion fruit. This one's grown in the shade a little bit too much, but we have tons of passion fruit growing everywhere. So we're going to feed them four of their favourite things, which is sweet potato leaves, papaya. There's cockatoos everywhere. So do you want to pick a banana leaf and a banana flower?
Yep.
Look, Mango knows the table is starting to get stacked up. She knows there's going to be a feed coming. Okay, yep. So you can see there's the bananas, and then that flower, we've actually let it go for too long because that's sapping all the energy out of the bananas. So Tim's going to cut that down. Okay, so there's a beautiful big banana flower, and the chickens love them. When we were in Cambodia, out in the countryside, we went on an adventure with this Cambodian guy, and he said to us that banana flour is stomach medicine in Cambodia, and we eat the banana flour as well in different things, but I always feel good about feeding it to the chickens because I always think it's good for their stomachs because it's stomach medicine. So once a banana plant has flowered, that's it. It's then useless, it's going to die. Once it's flowered, you can actually chop it up and feed the whole trunk and the whole plant to the chickens, and they love it. So we're going to chop up the banana leaves and the sweet potato, but we don't have to. I'll show you. I'll just give them one of the leaves so that chop 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 chop. So you don't have to feed them. The only reason that we sit down and feed them is because we love our chickens and we love to feed them and get them friendly with us by feeding them. This is Sweetheart, and Sweetheart knows we're about to start feeding them. Hello, Sweetheart. So we've always got scissors everywhere for feeding chickens. So these are the papaya. Chop, 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 chop. So Tim will just cut it up. The seeds are really good for them as well. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Are they getting your hand?
Finger.
Are they getting your hand?
Yeah, my finger.
Chop, 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 chop. Can I have one piece to chuck into the roosters?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. There we go. The roosters will always let the hens eat first. So those seeds are like vitamin pills. They are so nutritious for them and for us. People always say put some papaya seeds into your smoothies or whatever. It gives it a little peppery taste, but it's loaded in like all goodness. But they don't taste that great. So next we're going to give them their favourite thing in the world, which is banana flower or banana blossom. So you pull the leaves off or the petals off. And then in here, this is the bit they really love. Are they stamens? I think they're actually the flowers. I think that these aren't really petals. I think these are more like a leaf or a cover. And then these are the
actual flower.
Yeah, I don't know. If you know, tell us.
Chuk, chuk, chuk.
Chuk, 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 chuk. Chuk, 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 chuk. So the rooster's telling the hens to come and eat it. So the good thing about feeding the chickens all of this stuff is that our eggs are absolutely delicious. And obviously we can't eat 20 eggs a day, so our neighbours also get a lot of eggs. Chuk, 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 chuk. Chuk, 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 chuk.
Chuk, 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 chuk.
Chuk, 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 chuk. Oh. Chuk, 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 chuk.
Chuk.
And making super eggs. That's what we call our eggs, super eggs, because we feed them so much really good stuff and we let them free range all the time, so they get heaps of bugs, heaps of herbs and vegetables and grass and weeds, you name it, they eat it. And our eggs are really delicious, and that's why we call them super eggs. And bright, 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 bright orange. This is how you chop up a banana leaf for chickens. And you just rip it into strips. Really easy. And then you can also chop up that stem from the middle of the leaf and they'll eat that as well. But next we'll do some sweet potato leaves. So when you grow sweet potatoes, you can also use the leaves for soups and stews and stir fries, and they're delicious. And again, they're so good for them, so much. I think sweet potato leaves even have protein in them, probably not much, but I don't know, that could be completely false. So when we want to bond with the chickens, we'll come and sit at this table and we'll chop them up some stuff, and they love it. When we're busy and we're just living life, anything that's in the veggie garden that we don't want in the veggie garden, we just chuck it directly over this fence, which is why the chicken run surrounds the veggie garden. And then you can see here, that's an old chicken door that we've put in between the rooster run and the veggie garden, because when there's no chickens with the roosters can go into the veggie garden. And they eat all the bugs, all the grasshoppers, and they don't eat the fruits and vegetables except for cherry tomatoes. So we sometimes let them into the veggie garden to do a pest run where they go through and get all the grasshoppers out for us, get all the protein, and then we pop them back into this run and shut the door. We can't grow normal coriander, it just dissolves in the humidity, but what we can grow is sawtooth coriander, and it's now gone wild. All of this is sawtooth coriander in the lawn that is going to seed, so it's going to go everywhere. And the thing with sawtooth coriander is it's delicious for us. You don't just need to eat the leaves. The leaves are fantastic and they taste like coriander and they are absolutely beautiful, and they use them all over the world, and it is in no way inferior to normal coriander. So normal coriander is cilantro and sawtooth coriander is culantro. It is a fantastic herb. We use it on everything, but it's not just the leaves. If you pick these prickly, very prickly flowers and you put them into a magic bullet with lime juice and blitz it, and green chili, lime juice and culantro or sawtooth coriander, and you blitz it, you end up with the most beautiful green sauce or salsa verde, and you put it on curries, you can put it on Mexican food, Asian food, everything, and it is delicious. When we mow the lawn, it smells like salsa. So we try not to give the chickens too much commercial food because we want our eggs to taste really good and we want the chickens to be really healthy. But we do give them some, and this is where we store it. So just in an old bin, or a new bin it was actually. And that one is called pellets, and that is a less premium version. And it is a less premium version, and the chickens don't even like it that much. They'll eat it, but they don't love it. And the reason that we give them that, as opposed to the premium chicken feed that we used to give them, which is like heroin to chickens, is that they eat less of that and more free-range food. A bucket of chicken poo and a carton of eggs. Oh, we also have a hose here, which we use just for filling up their water. We've got a few bunches of bananas. Some of them are a bit pathetic at the moment just because it's been cooler, but we get massive bunches, but there's a few bunches on each of the plants right now. So we've just finished our last bunch and there should be one not far away. Okay, so we're going to dump that chicken poo bucket there and we're going to show you what we do with these eggs in the kitchen. So we've got hoses set up on the deck so that we can water what we need to water. All of these ferns are looking pretty bad at the moment, but that's because they've just been cut back and you can see that they're about to take off and they will be massive, really bright green, beautiful ferns when they come back. This is the cockatoo feeding station and I'll show you here. So we have so many cockatoos around here, but there is two in particular. Our main cockatoo is called Jesse. So when I say our cockatoo, he's not our cockatoo. He's a wild cockatoo, but he comes in and sees us multiple times a day. And then there's another one that doesn't have a name, and he comes in as well. But you can see here, he comes in, he talks to us, he asks for some seeds. If we don't give him seeds, he will go and eat the chicken food. Or the chicken, if we give the chicken some sunflower seeds, he will go and eat that. He loves seeing Tim. He loves Tim to hand feed him if possible. So his name is Jesse. The reason his name is Jesse is because our son-in-law Ian wanted to name him because he's obsessed with cockatoos. But we had to change his name a little bit to Messy Jesse because you can see he throws the shells of the sunflower seeds everywhere. And we don't feed him sunflower seeds all the time, just sometimes, but he absolutely loves them. But he's still able to feed himself out in the bush. So he's not reliant on us, it's just a little treat. And too many sunflower seeds may or may not be good for a cockatoo, so we just give them a little bit. That's cockatoo food, not guinea fowl food. This is the main front veranda, and we've got just a table with all the stuff that we use, and then under here that's a generator because the power goes out all the time here. And if there is a cyclone, because we're in a cyclone area, so far north Queensland gets cyclones every year. We don't necessarily get a cyclone every year, but the area does. And then we've got our washing basket. We've got some old chairs we got from the dump shop. That is Tim's tool cabinet for when he doesn't want to go all the way over to the shed. We've got a couple of blowers which we use all the time. That's our emergency bird cage, which we've had to use so many times. So the other day, a baby lorikeet was It wasn't able to fly yet, but it dropped out the nest and it was just walking around. It was going to get killed, so we put him in there, and then his parents came and it's all good. This is Tim's gorilla cart that he uses for firewood and everything. We'll show you that in a minute. This is where we keep stuff, so crushed limestone powder, chicken food, dog food, cat food, hay, whatever. And you can see the veranda wraps all the way around there. We've got another hose up this end. These are more dragon fruits in those baskets. We've got passion fruit, a lime tree, a baby lime tree that's just starting to take off. So this next area is out on the veranda, and this is where we literally live. So we've got our outdoor burner, we've got a kettle, and if there is a cyclone or if there is the power going out for days on end, we always have a lot of water stored so that we can boil water on the outdoor gas burner. So you can see here, this is for the oven. That's our outdoor wood burning oven. It's still got ash in it, but so you can see there, that's like a pizza oven, but you can use it for anything. And we actually have a flue that goes on here, and we hang that outside so that all the smoke goes out of the veranda. We've got our barbecue. Our oven in the kitchen, I'll show you in a second, doesn't actually work. So we have a air fryer oven, we have a food dehydrator, we have a drinks fridge, we have a freezer. So at night time, when it's really dark and there's snakes and cane toads and spiders and scorpions and everything terrible that is up here, if you haven't planned ahead and you haven't bought everything from the veggie garden in to make your dinner, we've also got an emergency veggie garden up on the deck. We have chilies, just a few chilies. You can see here, we've got some fish mint. We've got cherry tomatoes, which are growing all the way down there, and I'll show you something with them in a minute. Spring onions, parsley, some rocket, got dill. And the other thing we use this for is for seeds. So all these cherry tomatoes that are growing up here, and I'll show you when we get down the bottom how many there are and the sad story about them. But the other thing we do is we grow the cherry tomatoes here, wait until they're ripe, pick them off and throw them into the garden down there. So this whole plant, I don't know how much you can see it, is all dried out dill seeds. So we'll grow the dill. It doesn't get too much rain up here, so it doesn't rot and die. We'll get the seeds and then we'll take them down into the veggie garden and plant them. So we'll plant any seeds that we get from up here into the veggie garden, and that way we've got a bit more control and we can have the seeds ready for when the dry season comes and we can start to plant things. Our smaller table and chairs here, that's usually where we'll have a coffee in the morning. We have our day bed / couch here, which the dogs love as well. One of the most beautiful birds in the world is a sunbird, and we have so many sunbirds here, and one is building its nest at the moment. That's the nest that it's building. You can see that it's got a hole in it and it's really long. I've actually got footage here and you can see the sunbird is so pretty, and she's flying away and she's bringing in bits of leaf and grass and goodness knows what. And then building this nest and then going back out and then coming back in. Just look at this. Then over here we've got, these are sunflower seeds. So we'll use those for chickens. We actually plant some of them as well in the garden so that we can grow sunflowers and get our own seeds. Then we've got dog food up here. And these are the dog bowls that we feed the dogs each morning and each afternoon. And then this is our bigger table. And if a lot of people come, we'll bring the chairs all around here and sit on this table. But then we can also get some other plastic tables out or carry the other wooden tables, so there's enough room for us to set up a lot of stuff. We mainly grow cherry tomatoes and egg tomatoes because we're in the tropics. But as well as growing them from seed, you can also just cut off bits of tomato and stick it in water. So these are just old cans with water in them. And you cut off little bits of tomato plant, chuck them in, and they grow roots. That's 2 weeks of roots. You can see there's roots. So it's not just seeds. Like if you have any tomatoes, even supermarket tomatoes that have gone a bit off, just chuck them in the garden, and honestly, they may not grow the same sort of tomato, but a tomato will most likely grow. But if you get lots and lots of tomato bushes and you want to grow a lot more plants, you can also, and you can do this before they start to fruit even, so you can really get a head start and get a lot of plants in, and that is just cut them off to the nearest node. There's a node there and there's a node there, and they will grow roots out of there. So even when we're standing right here, those sunbirds will come in and build their nest. Okay, so we'll show you where we store our eggs. So the house is quite dark, which doesn't matter in the tropics. It's actually nice. So it's not that easy to see, but we'll do our best.
The egg cage.
The egg cage.
The egg cage.
Do I need to explain the egg cage?
You might need to explain the egg cage.
Okay, so we have a cage over the eggs. And this is actually 3 separate holders. So as we empty the front one, we'll move this to the back and just keep filling so that we rotate the eggs. So the oldest eggs are always at the front and the freshest ones are at the back. So as we rotate through, the eggs are staying nice and fresh. And then when we want to give eggs to the neighbours, we just get some, they bring us egg cartons during the week and put them in the letterbox, and then we just fill the egg cartons up with these and just take them down. So why is there a cage over the eggs? So the reason there is a cage over the eggs is because this is what our cat does. So I'll give you a quick tour. This is the kitchen. This is our office, or my office. Then we've got the dining room table. We've got a day bed. We've got a couch. We've got a really cool old school wood fire. TV, and this old wood fire stove, we also, in winter when we don't want to go out to the outdoor wood fire stove, we will make pizza in that. This is our kitchen island, and that is an old council desk from the Mareeba Town Council, and we've put some wheels on the bottom of the legs to make it a bit higher, and then we've got this is just a piece of vinyl that we've got on the top. Then we've got a nut mix that we use when we have it with fruit. We've got some Italian biscuits, some flour, some quinoa, some oats. That is sesame seeds, fried garlic, fried onions. We've got some ginger and some garlic. And then this is our Asian sauces for cooking. So we've got some crispy chili, that's just salt. Some of that Japanese sushi sprinkle, which is great on rice. Fish sauce. Sesame oil. Vietnamese soy sauce. Vinegar. ABC dark sauce for when we make pad krapao, and some seasoning sauce. This is our coffee station, and Tim makes coffee for us every single morning. We've got some soda water and some wine under there. This whole kitchen is old school, and it was made by the original owner, like totally made. We've got an old oven with a copper range hood. This is the oven that doesn't work, and you'll see the cupboards are like old 1970s linen. So this has actually got a texture on it like fabric. It's laminate, but it's in a linen look, which is very, very old school. There's beautiful old printed tiles. We've got our oil, our spray oil, our utensils, a mortar and pestle, our KitchenAid, which we use for a lot of different things, egg cups, cooking salt, pepper. This is a chicken from Thailand, or a rooster from Thailand. I don't know, is it a chicken or a rooster? I don't know. So that's the kitchen. We've got some, you might see I'm obsessed with vintage tablecloths, some incense, and then some bread flour. Because we live so far away from a bakery, we need to be able to make bread. I used to make a lot of like bread loaves, but we don't have an oven anymore. We've got a bread maker, but what I tend to do is make flatbreads. So naans, roti, and that works really well. Very delicious. That is from a Vietnamese poster shop in Hanoi, and I love it. Vietnamese lady with her chickens. So we really try and be as self-sufficient and as natural as we can, and grow heaps of stuff and save heaps of money and eat really healthy, but that's all a lie. Look at this. This is a beautiful old bread cupboard that the old owner made, an old Italian guy. And if we lift it up, so if the power goes out, which happens quite a lot up here, we can boil water in that kettle outside, and we can have a cup of noodles. And I'll show you very quickly in the pantry. So we have a lot of food in the pantry, but we have to have a lot of food so that if there is a major cyclone, the shops stop getting food, so we could be up here for months with what we grow and what we have. We can live quite happily up here with no power. We would have generator for a while, but even once the generator ran out, we've got a lot of firewood. And I didn't show the firewood. I'll just quickly show you the firewood. So as well as the firewood under the wood fire oven, we also have a heap of firewood stored in here. And we don't need to cut down any trees for firewood. There is just enough big branches and trees fall down over the other side of the block in the bush that Tim will just go and get it. He will get the chainsaw. Have a look. I'll show you what it's like for Tim to chop up the firewood.
Why don't we show them what we're planning for our next trip?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Come with me.
This is a spare room. So when family come to stay, this is where they stay. It's usually the kids that stay in this room. We've got a single bed and then a double bed. And this is our packing room. So when we are planning our trip and getting ready for wherever we're going next, we put our cases on the bed and we throw everything we're going to take in the room. And then the cats can't sleep on it. You'll see sometimes we will be in Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, and we've still got cat hair on our t-shirts. We try to avoid that, but it's impossible. So what we do is we put everything into this room that we're taking, and then we just pack it all into the bags once we're ready to go. So this is my case, which is 45 litres, and that is Rip Curl F Light, and that is Tim's, which is the same size, so that is 45 kilos.
45 litres.
45 litres. And it weighs 2.4 kilos, so it is on the lightish side. And that is the right size to use as carry-on or as check-in. This time we are using it as check-in, and sometimes we would use it as carry-on. So this one is the best luggage in the world. It is made by Kathmandu, which is actually the same company as Rip Curl. And this is Featherlight.
Feather Flight.
No, that's F Light, and this is Feather Flight.
Yeah.
Feather Light.
No, it's Feather Flight.
Oh my. Okay. All right. So.
It's definitely Feather Flight.
So Rip Curl is F Light, and Kathmandu is
Feather Flight.
Feather Flight. This is ridiculous. We've got a marketing problem.
Just call them all the same thing, guys.
So this is lighter than a lot of the bigger brands like Antler or Samsonite, and that's Kathmandu, so that's pretty cool. And it is 1.6 kilos, which means that I can put my laptop and my power supply and everything in there and keep it under 7 kilos for carry-on, which is really, really cool. Okay, so basically at the moment we've got our hats. Tim and I have a couple of hats each in case we lose one, which you did lose one in Krabi.
Krabi, yeah. As well as Siem Reap.
Yeah.
I also lost one. I like, where I go, I just like to leave a bit of memorabilia from me to there.
Yeah, so we'll go back and someone will be wearing a vintage food farm hat everywhere we've gone. And then we have 10 t-shirts each. So these are Tim's ones. That is a t-shirt for Tim, of Tim, eating noodles, which is pretty cool.
This is one of the best ones.
Timfluencer. I think it's so funny that you're wearing a t-shirt, and I'm doing the same thing, I'm not judging, but we're wearing t-shirts of ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
And then the chili t-shirt, so mild, medium, hot, and Tim always has mild.
Wild.
Travel t-shirt number 5, an oldie but a goodie. We've got 7 of them.
Because you can't have too much of a good thing.
And then he's got the plain
Where are we going to go to?
Oh, where are we going?
I don't know. Where?
So last time we went to Vietnam, we did the north and central of Vietnam, the north and the centre. This time we are doing the south, and we're going to chuck in a bit of the centre as well because we need a little bit of Hoi An and Da Nang. So yeah, we're going to Vietnam next. So that's our exciting news about what is happening, is we are going to Vietnam next, and we cannot wait. We're so hungry already. This one is the sign from the Bun Kun lady on a side street in Hanoi, and I took a photo of her sign and then put it on a t-shirt.
Amazing bun kun though.
Yeah. I want to take that t-shirt and go back to her shop. We should buy her a t-shirt. We should buy her a couple of t-shirts and take the t-shirts to her. Vietnamese coffee.
Cafe Suda.
Cafe Suda. Durian.
My most favourite fruit in the world.
Flute.
Well, yeah, flute would be better.
So Tim hates durian, so I ordered him a durian t-shirt. And And I also have a durian t-shirt on. And then these are my t-shirts. These are a different style. So these are box t-shirts, they're called, box style. And I wear them, I'll just show you this, I wear them with the same pants over and over again, different colours, 10 pairs. So I've got 10 t-shirts, 10 pairs of pants, a couple of hats.
Find yourself feeling so good. Living this life to the fullest like I should. Growing up, I knew I'd get there if I pushed. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so, I'm feeling so, I'm feeling so right. I think I might have to do this day and night. TNT, my fit goes dynamite. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so, I'm feeling so, I'm feeling so, yeah.
So then I never have to think, I just wear a t-shirt and a pair of pants. They are all Kmart, $20 pants. Then I get the t-shirts, so I never have to think. It all fits in the bag easily, and we've got 10 days of clothing. And then we just need to take some basic toiletries and that, and it all fits in perfect. So that's it. We are going to Vietnam, and we are so excited.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So we're going to show you now what we do with a bucket of chicken shit. And there's normally a full bucket. We just did one shelf, but... Oh, actually, we'll do that, but we'll show them what's going to cost us $10,000. Well, actually $8,500, and then I'll show you another couple of things that are going to cost us more money. All right, so down here. So what happened is we got a letter from Ergon, is it?
Yeah, Ergon.
Who's our electricity provider. And basically it said, we have been to your property and we have inspected your power pole, and it has signs of rust around the base. It did. We didn't know that, but it did. Because the first thing we're like, no, it doesn't. And then we went out and we're like, oh yeah, it does. So this letter says, we've inspected your pole. It is not up to standard. Bear in mind, we're in a cyclone region, so you don't want power poles falling over. We are not debating it. We do not resent it. We just hate it.
we just hate paying for it.
Yeah, we just don't want to pay $8,500. Yeah. So luckily we've got anyway, they said, so you have to replace it. You have to replace it by a certain date, and we have to come and inspect it. You have to pay for us to come and inspect it. It has to get approved. We have to hook it up, and that's the situation. So it was one of those moments where we didn't know how much it was going to cost. We didn't know if it was going to cost $20,000, $2,000, or we knew it wasn't going to be $2,000. Anyway, we have the best electrician who we get to do everything, and he's so professional and so thorough, and he doesn't charge us more than what he needs to, and he suggests ways that we can do things economically. So he came and he said, everybody is getting this done at the moment because Ergon inspected all the houses around this area. And he said it would be $8,500. But he could do it fairly quickly, which was good. We then heard from other people that didn't other people have to pay a lot more? Yeah,
a lot of people have paid a lot more than that.
Yeah, so we're lucky. We're lucky that we only got a bill for $8,500. So it's a beautiful power pole, I've got to say. So this is the old power pole. This is lantana. We need to get this gone. This is a noxious weed. And it's got seeds, it's got flowers on it, so we need to get rid of that. But that's the base that went into the ground, so it definitely does have rust on it. That's the old power box, and that's the old power pole. And the electrician said, do you want me to take that away or leave it here? And me being an idiot, I was like, yeah, of course we'll need a big, long, heavy pole that we can't lift to anywhere, and a power box. It's so heavy, like it's so much heavier than it looks. Don't even, oh God. Anyway, it is what it is. This is our beautiful new $8,500 power pole, but look at the base of it. So it's now got a slab with these bolts, so it won't ever rust again because it won't be sitting in the ground. And how flash is this? Beautiful. But obviously we did not want to pay $8,500 for something that doesn't even get us anything. Like, it's not like you're getting the floors done or you're painting the house or something like that. It is just $8,500 and it's done. We've paid for it. It would be nice if it didn't happen. However, we are so glad and lucky that they saw it, that they told us, that we didn't have to pay more. Glad that we had a good electrician. So it is what it is. But it was that sick sort of feeling. It was that bad. It was like we opened up the letter and Tim's like, we need to replace the power pole. And it was just the not knowing was hard. Not knowing how much it would be, not knowing if we could get someone to do it, like we didn't know what sort of electrician or anything that you needed, but we got it done. Oh look, Mr. Guinea's just jumped up. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? You're so sad, aren't you? So when we get back from Vietnam, we're going to go and find some fertile guinea eggs and hatch some more guineas so that he's got lots of friends. He likes the chickens, he does hang out with the chickens, but guinea fowl are so incredibly handy. They protect the chickens. They're like alarms. They protect us. If somebody drives up in a strange car or someone walks on the property, they go off. They don't hurt anyone, they don't attack anyone, but they scream and carry on, and you know when there's something not right. So if there's a dog, if there's a snake, you will know about it. And the other thing they do that's really handy is they eat ticks, and there are thousands of ticks up here, and they're very dangerous for pets. And guinea fowl eat every single tick. They are known for it. It is their skill. So they also eat termites in the ground. So in an area where your house could get eaten by termites, that turns out to be a really cool thing. So we definitely want to continue to have guinea fowl. So we're going to have to get some more. So a lot of people will message us and say who looks after our animals when we go away. And this is who. So my son and his wife, so Howard and Emma, live in this granny flat. And then when we go away, they do the chickens and the dogs and everything. This is all broken down here because we pulled a deck off because it wasn't termite safe, meaning termites could have gotten into the rest of the house. So we've got to replace this, which we will one day. You got your bucket of chicken shit?
Always.
Always.
Who doesn't?
Oh, okay. So I told you I was going to show you the bad things. So the side of the house is also bad, but that's just like sort of normal bad. This is really annoyingly bad. Not as bad as the power pole, but there is a pipe, a plumbing pipe under the ground, which is not sewage. It's definitely water, hey, because of where it is.
Definitely not sewage. I think it's the rainwater.
So the rainwater that goes from the rainwater tanks to the house.
Yeah.
And that would make sense with the water pressure at the moment, which is really sad. So what it is if we move this wire, which is just there so that no one's, I don't know why it's there.
So the chickens don't dig in it. I put the wire around it so the chickens don't dig in it and try and get worms in the soft mud.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So look at this. So this is wet. And it is really wet. And what that means is that there is a leaking pipe under there. So we have to dig up. At least we know where it is. Like, it's obvious where it is. So then we have to dig it up.
Dig it up. Probably we'll work out why it's leaking, but probably cut out the broken bit and just put a new connector in there. That's
so
okay.
Just join a new bit in it.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be that much.
It's not that much to do. It's just having
painful.
To dig it up. And,
yeah. But I reckon that would cost what, less, like $50?
Oh, less than that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's not. Okay, so we've got 8,500.
Yeah, 8,550.
So maybe we won't get to 10,000. Maybe we'll get to.
I think we'll go over 10,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. So we have bore water and we have rainwater, but we prefer to drink rainwater. So if that's leaking, that means that our precious rainwater from our tanks is slowly leaching out, which is not good. But this is the other expensive thing. What is wrong is that this rainwater tank, so we do have 4 tanks, which is very good, but this one was on this base with old wood underneath that we didn't realise it was wood holding it up, and the wood has broken, the tank has slipped and fallen. So I don't know if you can see that it's sort of on an angle facing down. You can see the metal has bent, and that has put a hole in the bottom of the water tank, and all the water has leaked out of it. So how much does a water tank cost?
About $2,000, plus we'll have to fix the stand as well, which could cost another couple of $1,000s.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then we have to get another water tank, and then we need to think of something really cool to use an old water tank for, because I'm sure there's something amazing.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas on what you can use an old water tank for, I'm thinking, I don't know. Anyway, we'll think of something. The good thing is we still have this one, and this one. The other good thing is it's been unseasonably wet, so those tanks are actually full. So this is the shed, and then a very messy shed. But Tim's going to show you what we do with a bucket of chicken shit. So these are our fertilizer bins, and we put chicken shit, we put green waste, we put whatever we've got into here. If the chickens don't eat it, it goes in here. And it's really gross, but it works. This is probably the grossest bit, just stirring it. It's disgusting. And you can see where it's up to. And this is just constantly being refilled and used. Like any plants we put this in, it's liquid fertilizer gold. We've got a tap at the bottom. What are these called? IBCs. So it costs like, what, $115 for an old one, a second-hand one?
These cost us $50 each.
Okay.
These were really good.
Yep,
Nice. Yeah.
yep. What you need to make sure of is that they had something in them that's not toxic or chemically. So I think these ones had molasses or something for horses to eat.
Yeah.
So it needs to be a good content so that you don't contaminate your whole place with something gross. This is very concentrated. It doesn't smell as bad as what you would think. This is a typical shed. Like, there's some chicken nesting boxes, lots of plants, bricks, tools. So this is the veggie garden, and it is at the beginning of its productive phase. So all these pumpkins are growing. These are loofah, and when they dry out, so you can use them as like a zucchini when they're young. They're very tropical, they are very delicious, and they will cover this fence, as will the pumpkin. So this is just the beginning of the pumpkin. So it's starting to get flowers on it. Most of them are male flowers at the moment. That looks like one down there, but it doesn't look like it's been fertilized, and that's why it's starting to drop off now. Loofah is a slightly smaller leaf, so this is the perfect size loofah to eat, and it's tastier than a zucchini but sort of similar in texture. And I'll try and find one to show you. Oh, here's passion fruit. Look at these flowers. So this is a passion fruit vine. All of these buds will become passion fruit. More flowers, more flowers, more flowers, more flowers, more flowers. We will get so many passion fruits all along here. Very exciting. Oh, here's a loofah. Do you want to scrunch that and show what is inside? So this is a very small one, but if you scrunch the outside off a loofah, oh, it's rotted away. That's no good. Nah, it's too old.
Too old.
Too old, it's gone mouldy. But you can sort of get an idea of what... So that's a loofah like you would use to scrub dishes or pots or your skin. Is there another one? It's a bit mouldy. So they're all either too old or not old enough. But if you scrunch this up, you'll see that out the middle come out all these seeds, and then you can plant them and you will end up with more loofah. Once you have loofah, you never not have loofah.
Yeah, it just keeps coming up.
So I'm not going to do a full vegetable garden tour, but I'll just show you some of the main things at the moment because it's really not too good. Lots of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, lots of tree lettuce. The tomatoes are literally growing out onto the ground, and there are tons and tons and tons. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. More tomatoes coming up. So if these are garlic chives, they're delicious. If you have a look in here, you'll see how many tomatoes there are, just everywhere. And then we've also got papaya, spring onions. You can't even see them, they're all in here though, all the spring onions. More tree lettuce, the miracle tree lettuce. And you can use tree lettuce as either a lettuce, you can have an egg and lettuce sandwich, a salad sandwich. It is not a secondary quality lettuce, it is incredible. And you can also use it in fried rice, or you can use it in a stir fry as an Asian green. And we have marigolds everywhere, which if we take the seeds from the dead heads, the chickens will eat these, but also they keep the bugs away. Okinawa spinach, longevity spinach, lemongrass is coming back up now. We've got Tongan spinach. These are all dill and tomato seeds and everything coming up in this bed. There's some kangkong, some lemongrass, some sweet potatoes. This is holy basil, a West Indian lime tree, more tree lettuce, kangkong, cucamelons, mint, heaps of tomatoes coming up everywhere, everywhere, tomatoes. Taro, Vietnamese coriander, native raspberries everywhere, lemongrass. So these are all the new lemongrasses that I've planted that are now coming up. Lemongrass, lemongrass. This is galangal, and this end is turmeric, which still needs to come up this year, which it will very soon. We've got tons of turmeric that will come up. Wing beans that are just starting to come up, and they will grow all over these arches. Like, you will not be able to see a bit that doesn't have wing beans. More kangkong. This is all betel leaf, sorrel, fish mint, which is diep car in Vietnamese, I think. Diep car, fish herb. We love, I love it. Tim hates it.
I hate it by itself. Yeah. I love it when it's mixed with other herbs and other foods.
More longevity spinach, more betel leaf, like heaps of pandan we've got down there. Lots of papaya trees, but here is chilies. And this is a massive producer of chilies. So yeah, tons and tons and tons of chilies. There's asparagus, more tomatoes coming up in here as well, not sure why. That's actually coriander. No, it's not, it's parsley. You can see here, like this is all asparagus. So that's an asparagus, a tiny one. But some days you'll come out and there'll be some nice big spears of asparagus, but that's sort of just coming up. Then we've got more parsley, ground apples, corn, some nasturtiums, which we don't eat. I hate them, but they are good for looking pretty. More corn. We really need to put the sprinkler on. That's dry as, look how dry that is. Over here we've got more tomatoes, more sweet potatoes, nasturtiums, wing beans, more tomatoes. This is, this looks really terrible, but it's not. This is pandan, but it's just going to come up when it starts raining, and it will come up really quickly and really beautifully. We're back at the sweet potatoes. It's got some betel leaf in it as well. Look at these beautiful betel leaf. I'll show you here some bolar lot. This is one of the things we can't wait to get to Vietnam for, is bolar lot, and that is beef wrapped in betel leaves, and you can see how many betel leaves we have. Again, they're only just coming up because it's been cold, so now they'll start to come up as it gets warmer, and they are beautiful. Oh, there's another pretty little nasturtium in there, a little yellow one. More tomatoes. This is all asparagus. And then these are native raspberries. We should have cut them back, but we didn't, so that's what all this dead stuff is. But look, that's a native raspberry. This will be covered. One of the first ones, I would say.
So good.
But so prickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Getting in there is a challenge.
But you can see this is all died back, but now it's getting all new shoots, so it's not as pretty as it could be. Same with everything else. And then we've got all the arches for all the beans and the sword beans and the wing beans to grow. This is some sort of berry. I forget what it is. What is this? Brazilian cherry. These are weeds, but they're not really weeds, because if you pull them up... Hello, Rotty. Hello. Hello. Chuk, 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 chuk. Hello. And just chuck them over. And that's why the veggie garden backs onto the chicken run. So basically this is more Vietnamese coriander. You can see how much that just takes off. But as it warms up, all this stuff is just going to take over. But we do need to put the sprinkler on because it is very dry. And we're going to put that fertilizer on as well.
Yeah.
So we just take the bucket with a little bit of fertilizer in the bottom. There's no measurements. We could just put it in neat even, and we have before, and then turn the sprinkler on, and it's absolutely fine. So Tim's just going to pour it in under the chilies, and it's almost instant. It greens up, it flowers, it's like an instant boost. It's really cool. And then we'll turn the sprinkler on. And you don't want to spray this or tip this over the leaves, because you don't want this to get on the chilies that you're going to eat, so you do want to keep it down the bottom. And then, oh, just before we turn the sprinklers on, I'll show you this. These are the tomatoes that were very healthy, that were cascading down with heaps of fruit. The same with here. I had fruit all the way down, heaps and heaps of beautiful chicken feather, that's a sign. Heaps of beautiful tomatoes growing down from the pots up here all the way down, and I couldn't work out what was happening to them. So they were dying, they were starting to wilt, and there was no reason for it. Like, I'm all over the water. I'm not too much, not too little. Like, it was perfect. And then this is what I saw, and then I knew what the problem was. Look at this. So then we've got our automatic sprinklers, which we can operate from Vietnam.
Yep, from the phone wirelessly,
Yeah.
turn them on, turn them off.
Yeah, not that you want to from Vietnam, but we can if we want. We could go onto the security cameras, see if it's raining or not, and turn the sprinklers on or off. So basically we paid $585,000 for this house. We are about 40 minutes from Cairns, we are about 20 minutes from Smithfield, and we're about 30 minutes from Mariba. There is a tavern just down the road, and then there's also Coranda, which has an IGA, which is about 10 minutes away. So we are isolated in a way, but not really. There's still, we can still go to a supermarket, even though we don't want to because they're so expensive. But we can still go and get stuff that we need. So we are out in the bush, but we are not isolated at all. We can get to a Kmart, we can get to a Myer if we go into town. We are half an hour away, 35 minutes away from an international airport, which is one of the most important things. So that is it. That is our house in far north Queensland, Australia. If you feel like it, and only if you feel like it, like and subscribe. But most importantly, stay calm in the farm, and we'll see you in Vietnam soon.
I'm feeling so good. Living this life to the fullest like I should. Growing up I knew I'd get there if I pushed. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so grateful for my talents. I'm hype, I'm balanced. No sweat off my back, but they be sweating in the gallons. Bad days in the rear view, I got good days in my mind. Every bad day that I see through will break through like sunshine, cause I feel so good. Living this life to the fullest like I should. Growing up I knew I'd get there if I pushed. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so right. I think I might have to do this day and night. TNT, my feet goes dynamite. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so, yeah. I know that I got this, and my drip's like a faucet, and it's almost hypnotic. How I flip, cause I flip sauce. You don't need to be me, yeah, you just need to be you. The world needs more of that, yeah, we need less lies and more truth. Sunshine, take time, sit back, relax, unwind. Be you and be kind. Life is nice when you find yourself feeling so good. Living this life to the fullest like I should. Growing up I knew I'd get there if I pushed. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so right. I think I might have to do this day and night. TNT, my feet goes dynamite. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm feeling so, yeah. Sunshine, take time, sit back, relax, unwind.